Hey, Dr. Brett, am I using the right amount of floss?
Hey, welcome to today's episode of Kids Town Corner. Today we're going to talk about what's randomly a controversial topic of the benefits of flossing. And I say randomly on purpose because wherever mommyblogger.com or whoever's talking about flossing not benefiting your teeth, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we're going to talk about the benefits of flossing, why we do it, and show you some techniques of how to help your kids floss.
Yeah, like we talked about in one of our previous videos, the place where we see cavities most often are in two places. We talked about cavities that start in the grooves on the top of the teeth, the posterior teeth, the molars. And then we talked about the other place where we see a lot of cavities that develop are down in between the teeth. So we talked about sealants can be placed in those grooves to help prevent cavities that form there. But really the only way to get down in between the teeth and keep the teeth clean is with floss. The toothbrush can't get in between the teeth, and we got to clean out the bacteria, not only because of the teeth and preventing cavities that form in between the teeth, but also because of your gums and trying to prevent gum disease.
Absolutely. So what's come up recently is there haven't been a lot of specific studies of what floss does between the teeth and how it prevents cavities. But there have been countless, thousands of studies that have talked about what plaque, the dental bacteria in your mouth, does to your teeth. And so putting two and two together really quickly of what is the only mechanical way to remove plaque from between your teeth, the only way is with floss. And so that's the research. Plaque needs to be removed. So we're going to show you some techniques on how to remove the plaque from between your teeth. And the biggest question we get is, how do I do this for my kids? I've got a 2-year-old, do I need to floss their teeth? And so we can talk about that as we're going through here. So we've got this little model here, and with a couple options of the floss. And so with little kids, a lot of times the first place you're gonna floss is if their front teeth come in and they're touching. So on the model here, you can see these lower teeth are touching. So it would be a good idea to floss there. Now, the easiest way to floss the front teeth on your kids is with the flossers. And so you don't have to get the little fun ones, these wild flossers. You can get just your generic, white ones that with the little plastic that holds the floss. But what you're looking at doing is you're just coming in between those teeth, and you're gonna gently glide back and forth till you pop through, and then you're gonna try and do a C shape and work on each side there, and then you'll come out. And so once again, you're gonna just glide through. That went through a little easier. Kind of rub on each side there, and then you'll come over here, slide back and forth till you slide through. That one's a little tighter, and you see how it kind of jammed through. So the thing you want to try and do is to not come in super hot, and you're gonna jam it in there, and your kids' gums are bleeding, and they hate flossing now because they had a bad experience with it. So gently move back and forth. Now, if your little kiddos is squirming all over and it's really a challenge to do what you can. I mean, it's just what it is. Like, you try and make it happen, do the best that you can. But the flossers are best for the front teeth. Some people, it works great for them between the back teeth too, where you go through the back teeth here, and you just have to come at the right angle, and you can get into their mouth, and you have to do the same idea, slide back and forth till it clicks through, and move it back and forth. For me and my hands, and what I found best with my kids or the kids in the practices, is I really like to use like a glide or a satin floss that's just a thin tape floss. Make sure you get plenty. The floss doesn't cost that much to be like super, chintzy with it. And then you take it and you wrap it around, so you get it between your middle finger and your thumb. And just wrap it around. And now it's wrapped around your middle fingers here. And now you have your your best fingers for high dexterity to grab onto the floss and slide it through the teeth. So with the tape floss, it slides through real easy. And then you can do the little wrap around, and pull that right out. So I personally, for me, flossing my kids or kids in the practice, we use this a lot, that glide floss in the back. So even tight teeth, it can get through. My teeth are really tight, and you can get through there. So one thing you'll find as you start to floss, it's normal to see your gums bleed just because they're not used to getting that attention. But what you'll find is as you stick with it, that inflammation, that bleeding will come down and completely go away. So like Dr. Wren said, not only are you helping with cavity prevention, but another benefit of flossing is getting those gums healthier as well.
Question a lot of parents will have is, which teeth do I floss and how soon do I start flossing? And really the answer is, wherever two teeth are contacting up against each other, you want to floss in between those teeth, and you want to start doing it as soon as the teeth come into the mouth. Now some kids will have a lot of space, extra space in between their front teeth, and so those teeth will have pretty good sized gaps in between them. The toothbrush is going to be able to get in between those teeth and clean those teeth, and there's no need to floss anywhere where the teeth aren't contacting each other. But for the most part, almost all kids, even if they have a lot of space in the front of their mouth, those molars in the back are contacting each other. Those molars in the back eventually slide together. So that's a place where we see a lot of cavities in between the teeth in our practices, in between the molars in the back. So again, floss wherever two teeth are contacting each other. And remember that in the front, even though your child may have a lot of extra space there with the baby teeth, when the larger permanent teeth come in, they'll normally fill in that space. The teeth will be contacting, and you'll want to make sure that they're flossing in between those teeth in the future.
Absolutely. One last tip I just thought of as Dr. Wren was talking was, I'll have a lot of moms say, "Man, it looks so easy here, you're flossing their teeth. Is it easier to have them laying down like you guys do on the bench?" And you may find that it is. It might be easier for you to get where you need to go. Might be easier with them laying down on their bed or whatever to get in there and have them open wide and pass the floss through there. So, hopefully some of these things will be helpful for you. Maybe you've learned some little tricks of proper flossing, when to start, some little ideas of what might make it easier at home. It's a tough habit to get into, we understand. That's across the board, but it is super beneficial. So we highly recommend, flossing every day. That's the goal. And if you do it, you're like in the A+ group. But do your best. Let's plan on flossing overall as a group every night. If we could do that, we're gonna see better dental health. Overall, gums will be healthier, and we'll have a lot less cavities, that we need to treat. So we hope this has been a helpful Kidstown Corner for you. If there's any questions or comments, please put them below, and we look forward to seeing you next time.